Every second, your cells are breaking down molecules to release energy. This energy is essential for many processes such as active transport, movement, and building complex molecules. But how exactly do cells convert the energy stored in glucose into a usable form? In this video, we'll explore the full pathway of aerobic respiration from glucose to ATP. Welcome to Biology's Dot to Dot channel, where complex ideas become simple and every concept finally connects. Glucose comes from the digestion of carbohydrates in the digestive system and is then transported in the blood to cells. Oxygen enters the body through the lungs, diffuses into the blood, and is transported to cells. Both glucose and oxygen are delivered to cells where aerobic respiration takes place. Aerobic respiration is a series of enzyme-controlled reactions in which glucose is oxidized in the presence of oxygen. Energy released from these reactions is used to synthesize ATP from ADP and inorganic phosphate. This ATP then transfers energy for cellular processes. These reactions occur in four main stages, each taking place in specific locations in the cell: glycolysis, link reaction, Krebs cycle, and oxidative phosphorylation. Glycolysis occurs in the cytoplasm of the cell. Here, glucose, a 6-carbon molecule, is phosphorylated using ATP. It is then converted into fructose 1,6-bisphosphate, which then splits into 2 molecules of triose phosphate. So each triose phosphate obviously contains 3 carbon atoms. Now each of these 2 triose phosphate molecules will be oxidized still inside the cytoplasm of the cell to produce reduced NAD, ATP molecules, and finally pyruvate molecules. So from one glucose molecule we can count from glycolysis 2 pyruvate molecules, 2 ATP net gain, and 2 reduced NAD. Before we continue, let's first recall the structure of the mitochondrion, as the 3 remaining stages will take place inside of it, but at different locations. The mitochondrion is made up of outer membrane, inner membrane, mitochondrial matrix, which is the internal space of the mitochondrion. The space between the outer and the inner membrane plays a crucial role in the last stage. We will see this later. The matrix is where link reaction and Krebs cycle take place, while in the inner mitochondrial membrane is where oxidative phosphorylation occurs. If oxygen is available, pyruvate, which comes from glycolysis from the cytoplasm, enters the mitochondrial matrix. Here it undergoes the link reaction. Each pyruvate molecule is decarboxylated, producing carbon dioxide, oxidized or dehydrogenated, producing reduced NAD, and the remaining 2 carbon fragments combines with coenzyme A to form acetyl coenzyme A. Since one glucose molecule during glycolysis produces 2 pyruvate molecules, then during the link reaction stage to produce 2 carbon dioxide molecules, 2 molecules of reduced NAD, and 2 molecules of acetyl coenzyme A. This step links glycolysis to the Krebs cycle. The acetyl coenzyme A, coming from the link reaction, is still in the mitochondrial matrix, enters the Krebs cycle. The 2-carbon acetyl group combines with oxaloacetate, a 4-carbon molecule, to form citrate, a 6-carbon molecule. Then through a series of reactions. Decarboxylation releases carbon dioxide. Dehydrogenation releases reduced NAD, and a new molecule now you'll see reduced FAD or FADH2. And a small amount of ATP is produced. Then oxaloacetate is regenerated, allowing the cycle to continue. At this stage, most of energy from glucose is stored in reduced NAD and reduced FAD, which are electron carriers. So from one glucose molecule during glycolysis, two pyruvate molecules are made. Then two acetyl coenzyme molecules are made in the mitochondrial matrix. Each undergoes a Krebs cycle. So we have the Krebs cycle occurring twice per molecule of glucose, producing 6 molecules of reduced NAD, 2 molecules of reduced FAD, 4 carbon dioxide molecules, and 2 ATP molecules. So far, only a small amount of ATP has been produced directly. Notice that ATP is made during glycolysis and Krebs cycle, but not in the link reaction. Also, you should know that ATP has been produced so far during glycolysis and Krebs cycle by substrate level phosphorylation or substrate linked reaction. Apart from producing this small amount of ATP, the main purpose behind these 3 stages, glycolysis, link reaction, and Krebs cycle, is to generate reduced coenzymes, reduced NAD and reduced FAD that carry hydrogen and high energy electrons to the final stage, oxidative phosphorylation. The final stage of aerobic respiration is oxidative phosphorylation, which takes place in the inner membrane of the mitochondria. Reduced NAD and reduced FAD, which both come from the previous stages, now release protons and electrons. Electrons pass through the electron transport chain, ETC for short, releasing energy. This energy is used to pump protons from the mitochondrial matrix to the intermembrane space across the inner mitochondrial membrane, creating a proton gradient. Protons then flow back to the mitochondrial matrix through an enzyme named ATP synthase. This process is named chemiosmosis, and it produces a large amount of ATP. Oxygen acts as the final electron acceptor, combining with electrons and photons to form water. So the more reduced NAD and reduced FAD from the earlier stages, the more electrons enter the electron transport chain, so more energy is used to pump protons from the mitochondrial matrix into the intermembrane space, creating steeper proton gradient. So more ATP is produced by ATP synthase during chemiosmosis of oxidative phosphorylation. So most of the ATP produced during aerobic respiration comes thanks to these reduced coenzymes, reduced NAD and reduced FAD. Let's summarize. Count the number of reduced NAD from glycolysis, link reaction, and Krebs cycle if we use one glucose molecule. Correct. 2 reduced NAD from glycolysis, 2 reduced NAD from the link reaction, as we have done twice, and 6 reduced NAD from Krebs cycle, as it takes place twice per glucose molecule. So 10 reduced NAD from one glucose molecule. Reduced FAD is produced from the Krebs cycle stage, 1 from each turn, so 2 reduced FAD in total. You can now imagine if one reduced NAD provides energy to make 2.5 ATP molecule, then 10 reduced NAD allows the production of 25 ATP molecules. Similarly, if one molecule of reduced FAD allows the production of 1.5 ATP molecule, and since we have 2 reduced FAD, then we'll have 3 ATP molecules. 25 plus 3 makes 28 ATP molecules only from the last stage oxidative phosphorylation versus 4 ATP only made from glycolysis and the Krebs cycle. Before you go, I want to test your understanding. Answer the following questions down in the comments. If this made respiration clearer, make sure to subscribe. Stay tuned for the next video where we'll explore anaerobic respiration.